And we're live.
Hi, welcome to StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as Jane Itma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It, and this is episode 460.
We're
The
very red and
one
green.
we are. It's like pre-holidays. I'm gonna admit to a little bit of a blonde moment in that I think I've always known that Canada has Thanksgiving before us, but I don't know that
Mhm.
like I completely like it really sank in that like to Canadians it goes Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas. Because
Mm,
in our like holiday trajectory, it's like, oh, sometimes the Christmas stuff comes up out after Halloween, but like officially Christmas season is post Thanksgiving.
right.
It was like, oh my goodness, like a whole like different sequence of like what happens when, right? Like, I don't know. For some reason that just felt core to my like life experience is that you have Halloween and then you have Thanksgiving and then you have Christmas.
There are
Um
plenty of people that go Halloween Christmas here
yeah,
in the United States. So,
yeah, yeah. That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, definitely starting to feel, I mean, we don't have snow on the ground here,
mhm,
but definitely starting to feel a little more holiday-ish.
mhm.
Um, you've got a kiddo heading home for the Thanksgiving break as well?
Yep, we're gonna have to pick somebody up the day before Thanksgiving. So, um,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, I think Ellie was like very oh yeah, like we don't have much time off, right? So like the Wednesday before would be when she would be heading home, but then I think she figured out that a lot of her teachers were like either just going to do like online things or whatever. So she's not planning to be there the right up to the last
Okay.
moment. But yeah, exciting to it's surreal to me that yeah. It's Thanksgiving break on their first semester, their first college semester. It's kind of
I
crazy.
know. Yeah, first trip home for us. So yeah, it'll be kind of nice. He had recently written me to say that he needed earplugs. So I Amazoned some to him, but it's gonna feel so different, I'm sure, sleeping in his bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's kind of crazy how much has changed since we were in
Mhm.
college. My mom
Oh
would have
yeah.
had to like go to a store and put it in a care package. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and because he had written me, I was like, oh, but you're gonna be home in like 9 days. Like, do we need these right now? But then I was like, yeah, if he's having trouble sleeping now, it's not gonna get any better. So
Mhm,
we
mhm.
better get those to him quickly. Or it would have been like, well, go to the local CVS and see if they have a travel section where you can just buy like one or two pair, but Amazon to the rescue.
Is the big blanket gifting happening while he's home for the holidays, or is
Yes.
that yeah, so
Yeah, it's
exciting.
done. It's not, it's folded on his bed because it was getting uh little snags from Alice, the new kitty. So I wanted to
Mhm.
make sure that it was safe. So it's been away from her, like I'm gonna jump up and catch myself.
Yeah. And he gets to meet Alice for the first time. That's exciting too.
Yes. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I hope yeah, we'll chat next week, hopefully before all of the
Yep.
Thanksgiving festivities start kicking off here in the United States. But yeah. So you had fully like absorbed that like for some people it's like Halloween, Christmas. Okay.
Well, honestly, even here in the United States, right?
Yeah.
October 31st ends.
Yeah.
November 1st, Christmas tree goes up. Like they
No,
don't
I
like
get that. I get
Thanksgiving
that.
is just run over by
Yeah,
Christmas.
I get that. I get that. Yeah. Okay. Well, I would assume gifting the blanket is one of your favorite things.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. This past weekend was the Mayo Employee Craft Show. I don't know
Oh,
if you've,
missed that.
okay. I was like, I don't know if you've ever been, but it's huge. And it's like, I think it took 2 hours to walk, and that was with my husband in tow. You know, if I was going with anybody else, it probably would have been a 4 hour experience. Because I swear I was like speed walking towards the end there. But lots of great vendors and got to see a lot of cool stuff. But some of the fiber art type things that I bought at the market was a lady who makes little crochet, and you're gonna be like, I was like, she must do this as a hobby because there's no way she does this for a living and charges this much. This awesome sculpture, $20.
No way.
No way. And he's got the best little details, like his hair and it, this little like his face.
Yes, he's very
And then he's got
expressive.
little abs or or scars or whatever this.
Yeah, yeah. Very
But
cool.
so much detail. He's like a super hard.
Substantive. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a super hard, he's not a soft stuffy. He's more of like a sculpture in
Hmm.
his stuffed, but oh, I just thought he was so cute. And she had a million, not a million, but like a lot of my favorite of the ones that she had there. And then she had Care Bears. They were a little bit bigger, so they were more money, um, but also sculpture-like. And she had all the original Care Bears out there, and then little tiny dinosaurs and stuff that were even more affordable. And so I had also gotten a tiny dinosaur, but this guy is so cool. And then another one where I was amazed by like the artistry and the price was this one here.
Oh, little Christmas mouse.
Yeah, little Christmas mouse. So it's out of felt, and then you can see it's like hand stitched everywhere. And this guy was $12. Like I can't imagine how long that would take me and
Oh.
like all the tiny little stitches around everything hand stitched. And then the other one that I got, a little rabbit,
Mm.
and all the details in here hand stitched as well.
Mm.
And he was even a little bit cheaper than the mouse. So
Wow.
just so much detail.
Very cute. And they are Christmas tree ornaments. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
the little bun bun.
yes. So, yeah, I thought these were so adorable. I bought the mouse as a present, and the bunny was mine. So, yeah, I'm excited to have these little pieces of art. And then my kiddo picked out some yarn for me to work on, and I put it in some rainbow time here
Mm.
since last we spoke. So I'm excited to work on those.
Definitely feels like, I mean, I love stripes because it's just one more row, right?
Right.
Oh, I want to get to that next one, but rainbows are even more exciting, or at least it feels like that.
And then I just have two more little things. I could have spread them out into other podcasts, but one, I received my bingo prizes from Queen City Yarns. So if you get a chance to participate in her bingos, hopefully she's doing it again in 2025. It's been a lot of fun. You get a card and you physically get to fill it out, and then you post onto their Discord about your progress. And I got some prizes sent to me this week, very generous and wonderful prizes. You'll see them in the future, but I don't have them sitting with me right now. And then last but not least is that I've been doing the November Knit Every Day in November for cancer research. And so I got a t-shirt today because I raised money. So Strength and Hope, it's beautiful.
Hmm.
And so they suggest to get your picture in your social media, so I'll probably uh, take my picture and get it out to social media here sometime soon. But thanks to anybody who donated to my Facebook uh, fundraiser that's out there. And yeah, exciting. I haven't
Excellent.
reached my goal yet, but it was more I'm at more than I thought I would be, so I'm super happy with that.
Excellent. And then the shirt you're wearing, you told me what it was, but in case there's anybody that might over
Yeah, it's
miles. Yeah.
Mind Over Miles. It's the cross country merch for the John Marshall kids here in town. So,
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. I have actually not been buying a ton. Now that I put that out there, of course, I will have jinxed myself and all the buying spree will commence. But I have been really enjoying so like last week when we were talking about whips, I had this tattoo blue from Sun Valley
mm,
Fibers that I had deep stash, right? Like I think I got it from Darn It Anyway up in the Minnesota Yarn Crawl years and years ago, because it's been years since I've been up to one. And I can't even remember the theme, but there was also a purple that went with it. And so it was like a blue and purple. And it was really pretty. Um, and so I've just kind of been doing that. I've been stirring the stash, not only because like when daughter is home, I won't be able to get up to it because it's
mhm.
now hidden on the other side of her room, or in the attic space where I would have to go through her room. But also just like some of these sweater quantities are yeah, they've been finally finally stewed, procured, like yeah, they're like a fine wine. They've
Oh,
sat for they've sat for a while. What is the word that I was looking for? Oh my Lord.
marinated maybe?
Yeah, what does a wine do? It aged, finally aged.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't drink, so maybe that's why. Um, but yeah, so I have this, and again, it's going to really pick up the greens. But this really nice, it's like a purple blue green. And it's a lot, I don't know, maybe it isn't as blended. It's a Malabrigo Rios. And it's a sweater quantity, so I just grabbed two of the balls that I had back when I was still buying like worsted weight sweater
Hmm.
quantities, right? Which has been quite a bit. Most of the
Right.
time now I do fingering weight because I know that I wear it a lot. I had originally picked it out to knit with this as kind of like a contrast color. But as you can tell, if you do the saturation filter, there isn't a ton of contrast. It was
Right.
nice, but it wasn't like, yeah, this contrast,
Hmm.
right? Like it was more of a subtle, like tone on tone sort of color work. So I swapped that out. So I'm still looking for something. So I guess right now, in addition to kind of picking out some gems from my past, I'm also trying to like, pair it with something interesting. Maybe not something that I would have specifically bought the yarn for, but maybe something more current, right?
Hmm.
And so yeah, this needs to, it's sitting on my table and it needs every day I'm kind of looking at Ravelry for some inspiration.
I
Any
have
ideas?
some strange tan speckly that I'm like visioning with it. So if you can think of like, do you have anything in your stash that's kind of tan?
Hmm.
And
Yeah. I don't know. I'm at one point I was thinking metamorphic with these two because it just kind of blends, right? It's like every
Mhm.
other row. Obviously I don't have that to mix with it anymore, but maybe this will end up being a metamorphic with a
Mm,
different, like maybe even like a fingering held double
okay.
the from the stash. But yeah, so some Malbrigo Rios. I think it's Zara Mora. And I think it
Mhm.
was like back from like OG Loopy U days. Zarzamora. I don't know. It's handwritten, so
Oh,
definitely definitely will take um any suggestions if people have ideas. But a nice dark, like almost raveny, right? Like oil slick kind of feel to it. And I think at one point it became like, again, that's how long it's been in my stash. At one point, it was like, oh, I have to find the perfect pattern for this, right? And it was
Mhm.
like sacred stash. And
Mhm.
now it's like I've unearthed this treasure, and I'm like, no, now I must use it. Like I can't just continue to. It's not, also not as like precious as it once was, right?
Right.
But yeah, there's that. And then I think last week I started talking about making a Paul Klee sweater
Mm.
with some mini. I found this also in my stash, already caked up, right? Like just ready to go. I think this would be fun other than, so these are, I think I bought this at Sun Valley Fibers back when it was the January thaw still.
Uh-huh.
So like these were like a braid that she had, like the skeins.
Ah, yes.
I don't think that these
They're looking
colors,
very similar.
I'm going to use very much of them, right?
It's looking like this.
Yeah, rainbow days. I don't think I'm going to use very much of them, so it might not like the. I mean, they'd be lovely leftovers, and I could probably make several Paul Klee sweaters with them.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like the yarn conservator in me is like, if I'm only going to use a few yards of each of these colors, should I use this beautiful set? But I do, yeah, and it's an MCN, right? So it's so swishy and
Mm.
soft. And this is Wedgwood. So yeah,
Mm.
I very lovingly, yep, oop, you can see
Ah,
still
yeah.
have the Golden Harvest, Sangria, Royal Star, Purple Passion, Twilight, and Sherwood Forest were the names of those
Oh, where's
colorways.
Sherwood Forest?
Yeah.
I didn't see
Do
the
you
green.
um did it fall? Do I not have it in here? Which one of
Okay, I
these?
don't see a
This is
green, I
probably
guess.
Sangria. This would be the Golden Harvest. Um, Royal, purple, purple royal, and yeah, I don't know. Twilight. I don't see Sherwood Forest either.
Okay. You stole it
Maybe
from
it's
yourself.
maybe I need to go continue to stir the stash and find the missing but yes, the green would be very pretty in there, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, thinking Paul Klee still on that. I haven't dissuaded myself, but again, as somebody that is very monogamous with my knits, finishing up the sleeves on my Sparky of the in the what as I showed you,
Oh, yeah.
and having a very active like planning life, right? Like what's that next project going to be? And these are one was the project first and finding the yarn, and this one is the yarn and finding the project. So
I
we shall see.
unfortunately had some hats jump on the needle, or not needle adjacent projects right now, but I found the yarn and they are wound and ready to jump on the needles. And then I also have gotten into the swing of putting out more knockers. And I'm at the tail end of one of those balls and it has a bunch of knots in it. So I'm debating right now, do I rip out that particular boob and just start with a fresh cake of that yarn because I've already gotten two cuts in it and I don't think it's enough to get done without adding another skein. So it's going to be three cuts in this one object. It just feels wrong.
Mm, yeah,
But I'm going to try to weave in the ends and see, or fix it on the backside and then look at it and see if it's worth redoing.
yeah, yeah. The
But it was so sad to see two knots. Like I cut the first knot out and I was like, oh well, not too bad, and I'll make it to the end. And then I saw the second knot and I was like, okay, well now you're taking my yardage away. Like I was eking out fumes, I was really hoping to make it through, but without having to start the next ball. Anyway, that was a tangent.
yeah,
Needle
not
adjacent
favorite
projects.
things.
Yeah.
Not favorite things. Yeah, my dream shopping right now, I would call out. I wouldn't say that it's a favorite thing that I have, but the dream shopping is that this weekend Pearl Soho has a discount on their
Mm,
100% merino on cones. It's like a light worsted DK. It's
mm.
2,000 yards and it's 25% off. So you get 2,000 yards for 99 bucks.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, like I could probably make several sweaters. Could make Jeremy a sweater, could make me a sweater, right, with that kind of yardage. They've got a blanket pattern that they're selling with it so that you could use all of, or not selling with it. They often give the patterns away with Pearl
mm-hmm.
Soho. So yeah, that's been in a cart. The navy that I had my eye on has sold out.
Oh,
But like a dark gray or a light gray, I think would be a really great like mixer for color work or other items. That said, I just said I don't really make a lot of heavier weight sweaters. So maybe I've
right. Well,
convinced myself.
and right. And we have more stash than we could possibly use.
You mean I don't need 2,000 yards of on a big ass cone?
I don't know though. You might need that cone in your life, like just its physical
It's like, I mean, it's like
presence.
a reincarnation of the big yarn baby. It's right.
Yes, exactly. Like you might need that experience. I agree.
Yeah, or like it could just be art that sits in my
Exactly.
house, like a big
Exactly.
ass. Oh yeah, it's a decoration.
Exactly. And again, we have, yeah, issues, whatever. It's all good.
Yeah, no, you were doing a pretty good job of talking me down. And then did you have like guilt about talking?
Well, it was one of those things where it's like, but if you really want it,
Yeah,
it is different. It
it
is
is.
different.
It is. It is something that I do not have in my stash. 2,000 yards all in one coat. Can you imagine making a blanket that large and only having two ends to weave in? I mean, I lived experience that you just went through, right? Yeah. So
Yeah, I
anyway,
cannot imagine because I had so many ends in on my blanket, but
agreed. And I had, each individual square was different for
right,
me.
that was
So
even
yours was
wild.
just the diagonals. Can't
Wild.
remember how many pounds of ends I had. I did
Oh,
weigh them.
one of my other favorite things came over.
Oh, Alice, it's an Alice sighting. For those who stuck around through all the jibba jabba. Oh, she's getting so big.
Mm.
Hello. Oh, she looks very interested. Hello. Big eyes. Oh, she's so
Yeah.
beautiful.
Oh, all right. Well, bye.
Bye, Ufta. Oh,